Boys and girls, Alex back again. Not that long ago I published on YouTube a SketchUp diagram of a little man lamp that I saw floating around on lumberjacks. I put it into SketchUp and basically this is what I've come up with. My sole purpose was to put a mobile light on it, or when I say mobile, a cordless light on it, and what I finished up with is this little, come here, give it to me, this little torch I've got, which just uses a 9-volt battery, and they're actually ideal when you're supposed to change the smoke alarm battery twice a year, or they say when you change daylight savings, and they usually have 60-70% of the charge left in them. As you can see, they're great little LED lights. Anyway, what I've done is I've made up, again, what I try to do is make it out of SketchUp, not because I don't like to work in solids. I don't mind actually working in solids. The problem is it's just so hard to repeat, and to be exact, you make a piece, it doesn't fit, and you've got to make it again. With the laser, it does all the bloody work for you. Mightn't look as cute, but still, to me it's repeatable. Anyway, there's a little rest in there. That slips in, and this piece just jams in, but the whole idea is it's so designed, pardon me, I'm still got this dodgy left arm and I'm trying to work around. It's got this little button exposed now, so you can turn it on full blast. I don't know how that affects the camera, or half blast, or turn it off. One of the things I have done is I've moved, normally I just use M4 threads and a one of those nylock nuts on there, which is great there because I'm going through MDF, but these along here to attach the arm, I've actually got to attach it to what you could call, although there's no such thing I suppose as end grain in MDF, but if it was solid timber, that's where the end grain would be. And MDF doesn't like threads, but believe me, it likes it even less through end grain. So what I've actually done is I've hollowed that. It's that inside there, it's sort of hollow, and we'll get onto that later. And what I've done is I've epoxied a wooden continuous thread in there and attached them with wing nuts. I mean, I could have used normal lock nuts, but then you've got to do it manually. You've got to do it with tools, and I don't want to use tools. One of the other things I have done is other people have just had blocks on it. Well, naturally I've got the laser, so I can actually give it feet. Sort of, I was in two minds which way to go to do this, because for a start, footprints are usually upside down, but then you don't get to see the footprints, so I've turned this up so it's a reverse footprint. There you have it. And that sits in there. All that does is really gives it balance, because it is very top heavy. It's quite articulated. It zips along there. The legs move, although once you move the legs, the shoes aren't that much good. And for all it's worth, you know what, you can put it into many positions, but then you've got to worry about the weight of it. Like, say for argument's sake, I happen to have this handy. If you want to set it down, naturally you've got to take the shoes off, bend the legs. Oh, hang on. Let's bend the, well, you can do it either move the hips up and then bend the legs. That'll do, I'll do it that way. bring the arm down on his knees, bring that one down on his knees, and maybe have him look up at the camera. And there you have it. There's a number of positions you can put it into. You can have play with it. How practical it is, I've got no idea because the light isn't great. But look, it's a great little gimmick, and let's face it, we've all got bloody gimmicks everywhere. In the SketchUp, you'll probably notice that I had the last scene, I think, is where he was proposing to his girlfriend. And seeing as how it was more involved than I thought it would be making it, I decided, yes, I will actually make the girlfriend and maybe cover some of the build of that in the video, which, as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I'm sure anything is better than me talking. But this is now going to drag out to be a longer video, because after this, and it'll be tagged onto this, so it's not another video, there will be the making of Eve. I have decided to call this Adam. I've taken a rib and I'm now going to make Eve, and you shall see that in the next few frames. So, uru till very soon. Move this part of the operation up to the comfort of the office. This is where I'm just going to do the glue up. Here I have the parts. These are the 6mm MDFs. These are the 2mm MDFs with the cutesy little feet, for all it's worth. That's got to be sanded back a bit before I glue that up. However, there is a tricky part to this, which is this, oh, there goes the feet, middle part of the arm and the middle part of the leg. I'll put this aside. Hang on, I might have to, no, here's the foot. Oh, come on. Now that part that I was telling you about comes in two pieces. That, and as you can see, a weird piece. That piece there, the cutouts there allow for the pivoting. Oh, by the way, just ignore these pieces. I've already glued them up. I'm just cut out a few pieces out of scrap just for the demo, so I can show you the process I went through. Now, the problem with this is trying to place it in the right spot. In the past, or my first attempt, I cut out this little piece like that and then put it in there, and then using box alignment boxes I'd align it like that, but as you can see, it's easily moves. It wasn't the best way. So what I've done is I've cut out these two templates, or holding templates, one to hold the longer piece and the other one to hold the profile piece. Now the way I do it, or put it together, is to attach these, oops, make sure I get it right, attach these perfectly together, use a clamp to hold it. Oh, sorry, you're probably off screen again, to hold it. Then what I do is I get one each of the big one. Look, I'll do it the other way. Doesn't really matter, but you can't, yeah, I'll do it this way. And the smaller one, because they're different sizes, put it down here so they're held in place, and then with just a dollop of super glue I can then, oops, wrong piece, that one goes there. As I said, forget the, no, better still there, yeah, forget the lining of it, and there, glue it. And look, I'm not going to go through the messy glue, why waste super glue, but you finish up with this perfectly aligned piece, and that's it. As for the rest of them, you know, it's just simply a matter of getting the pieces. Again, like say these legs are designed to hold the nut and bolt, glue them together. Usually what I tend to do is use these little units to square them up, or just offcuts like that and then square them up. Usually these are great for 3mm and the 5mm, no sorry 6mm, because there's enough overhang that you can line them up and put them in and naturally glue them together. Then once that's glued together, you glue this one under it. But anyway, that's the gluing. Look, I'm not going to bore you shitless with it. It's just a case of glue up. Hopefully once I've glued up all the pieces, we might get into the assembly. As I said, the laser, well, I can't say much more. You cut it out on the laser, as you said, finish up with these pieces. That was the tricky part, making that. There is another tricky part which again I'll show you about and I'll go into, and that's regarding the what I call the hip and the shoulder. Again, hopefully we'll see that soon. Oh, well, I've still got your attention, hopefully, or you haven't fallen asleep. With these items, there's a left and a right hand side of it, and simply to make the left hand side you do it this way. To make the other side of it, you just flip the items around, and that way now you finish up with a mirror image of the items, so you can get both left and right. That's it. Damn, I'm back again. One thing again with the glue up you have to be careful of is that there is again a left hand and a right hand side of legs and arms. As you could see, this would be the left leg, which will allow for that to be on the outside. For the right leg, you glue it up that way. Nothing scientific, but it can cause you a bit of grief when you come to assemble it and you've got two left legs or two right arms. So that's something you need to watch when gluing up, because all the pieces look similar.